St. Louis dropping, popping, popping, popping.
Black bodies on the line. Let the creator elevate your mind.
New hits like this.
Like 3, you're out, no mistake. That's the way the pitch break. My old man, sleeping in his
The Redemption Song by the V.
sometimes
Nelson.
grumbling and complaining, but always keeping on. A garden of fragrant flowers. Then you, woman, child,
Last poet, you know it.
flowering garden of my heart, and my heart open to you.
Pick it up at your local neighborhood stores.
Flowing out.
Amber Bookstore sells books and other items specifically directed to the African American community. While our subject matter is targeted, we welcome all readers and patrons with an interest in what we have to offer. Purchase your books online at www.amberbookstores.com. Visit with us when we're at the different community events in St. Louis, Missouri, Illinois, Minnesota, or wherever we are located. Give us a call at 314-389-2595 or 314-604-3517. Amber Bookstore books are also located at the Love Goddess, located at 2839 Cherokee Street in St. Louis, Missouri, 63118. And also at Raheem's Beauty Shop at 110 East Oak Street, Carbondale, Illinois, 62901. Some of the featured books are From the Projects to the Pyramids by Malik Ahmed. Mommy and Daddy, Do You Still Love Me Anymore? By Frenchair Gardner. Dancing in the Wings by Debbie Allen. Please Baby by Spike Lee and Tanya Lewis. Art of War by Sun Tzu. Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James. Cultural Genocide in the Black and African Studies Curriculum by Yosef A.A. Ben Yochim. African Holistic Health by Layla Africa. Heal Thyself for Health and Longevity by Queen Afua. How Not to Eat Pork or Life Without the Pig by Shahrazad Ali. Now into the end of Kwanzaa, get 10% off. Make sure you give us a call at 314-389-2595 or 314-604-3517. Welcome back to another episode of a News You Can Use podcast. My name is Frenchair, and I am so delighted to have our business spotlight on the line. Today we have Amanda Smith from Doing the Most Media. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes. Amanda Smith has been a licensed social worker for 8 years. She has worked in the social services field for over 10 years. During the pandemic, she shifted her focus to putting a spotlight on Black-owned businesses. She started Doing the Most Media with the purpose of connecting individuals with the small businesses that fit their lifestyles. She believes in supporting Black-owned businesses as a lifestyle, not a trend. Yes, Amanda, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you?
I am well. How are you?
Doing good. So tell us more about Doing the Most Media.
So Doing the Most Media is honestly, it is what it says. It's doing the most. So right now we have two major purposes. One, and I'll talk about the first end, is we connect people to the businesses that fit their lifestyle. So that just means that we consult on the phone with people. And if they say, hey, I'm looking for, things to do on vacation, baby shower gifts that are Black owned, women owned, whatever, we find those services and connect them, and we give them a list. We give them resources, connect with businesses and get them started. And then on the other end of it, we go ahead and we interview small businesses, entrepreneurs, creative side hustlers, you name it, because everybody has a different name for what they do. We sit down and we talk about what they do so that they can connect authentically with their customer base, whoever those people are who are already following them, get to learn something more. And people who don't know anything about them get to connect and say, hey, I like, what they're selling because maybe it's a mom, a mother, single mom owned business, or maybe it's an LGBTQ owned business, hey, they want to connect even more because of that. We want to give that opportunity every chance that we can.
Yes, I love that. How
Thank
did you come up with that? Or what made you come up with that?
Well, I'm gonna be completely honest. It came out of the blue a little bit. You know how sometimes you're always doing something, but you don't realize what you're doing is like your thing that you should be doing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would get off from work. I would be stressed out. As a social worker and a counselor, I worked with adolescents. There would be weekends I would just go, and it would be retail therapy, walking around a Black-owned store, finding, a pop-up shop so I could see as many Black-owned businesses as I possibly could, or as many, small businesses as I could. And that started off as just like something I loved to do. And then I realized I've had cards from different places for years. And I've, if I haven't been able to like maybe purchase right then and there, or I wasn't in the market for it at the time, I've always doubled back. I've always kept that information. I'll always refer it to a friend. And then somebody kind of pointed out to me, this is kind of your thing. And I'm like, well, I didn't really think of that, I kind of, and I kind of shied away from it for a while. And then it just kept coming back. It was one of those things that when you're supposed to do it, like you can't really run from it, no matter what you do.
I feel that. And let's go back. Tell us more. I read your bio, but tell us more about who Amanda Smith is. Where you from? Give some history about you and where you from, where you live, type thing.
Okay, so I'm Amanda. I'm from Sandusky, Ohio, born and raised in Sandusky, Ohio, and I'm truly an Ohio girl. Like I've been all over Ohio. When I went to college, it was Kent State, and in Kent, Ohio, and then I ended up at University of Toledo in the Toledo part of Ohio, and then I ended up moving down to Columbus to come help out my sister with her son. So, Ohio, born and raised through and through. I'm a social worker by trade, by what I went to school for. I'm passionate about people. The first people I was helping were adolescents. And honestly, if you can get in a room with adolescent males and females, those who were, drug using, drug addicted, those who, were, adjudicated delinquent by their, judge or magistrate and sent to, treatment, they don't want to be there. So if I can sit in a room and talk with them, I kind of figured I can sit and talk with anybody about just about anything. That doesn't make me, perfect or great. It just makes me a person who is willing to adapt to the situation that many people aren't willing to.
Nice, nice. And I love that you said that you want to make supporting Black-owned businesses as a lifestyle, not a trend. So, how did you discover your passion for Black businesses?
I discovered the passion for Black businesses. Like I said, I've always had one, but I think I got more passionate. And I would say in the last year or two, especially with the Black Lives Matter movement, I saw a lot of people saying, I'm not really sure what to do, how I can help, how I can be of support. And the thing is, at the end of the day, it's more than just showing up with a picket sign and, being angry in the streets. It's so many different things when it comes to supporting the Black community. And I've seen white peers who, some think they're allies or some say they're allies, and they really don't understand that. And so this is an opportunity to really be an ally. If you change your coffee brand to a Black-owned coffee brand and that's who you rock with, that's a real change. That's real support. I mean, at the end of the day, my white peers aren't running around, you don't have to tell them to go shop at a white-owned place. That's pretty
Right.
much America. So for them to take that conscious time and that thought process, that's something totally different. And not just, my white peers, anybody, even my same peers, girls who I went to school with, my closest friends, those real life changes make a difference.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And I appreciate your work that you're doing. So, tell us more. What kind of projects does Doing the Most Media do?
So right now we're doing a combination of projects. One of them is just the collaborating on the features. We make sure to collaborate with different businesses. When we say we are doing the most, that is not an understatement. So far in some of the interviews that we've done, I mean, we've talked with actors, producers, we've talked with people who are creators and make, their own artwork, make their own hair products. They work with their hands. It doesn't matter what they do to connect them with their audience, to connect them with who they need to be connected with. That is the genuine mission of what we do, the purpose of it.
I love that. Well, we're
I
gonna
love
go.
what we do too, because it's and it makes it easy to do, even if there was nothing to, if I wasn't getting paid, I'm doing this anyway. Like, I'm gonna connect you with something good.
Yes. So we're gonna go to our sponsors break.
Okay.
Do you want to bring balance to all the wireless radiation fields in your life, including 5G? The Omnia Radiation Balancer is a small sticker you can stick on any device. It changes the state of the field and creates a new resonance between the wireless radiation and your energy field. On the link below, you'll see all our testing results that show how the body responds excellently once you've made this change in your life. Plus, you can enter the discount code BBE in capital letters for a 10% discount. It's easy to bring balance back to your body with the Omnia Radiation Balancer.
Welcome back to a News You Can Use podcast, and we want to thank you for tuning in. We have Amanda Smith with Doing the Most Media with us today. So, Amanda, I created this interview series called Black Influencers Values to get into leaders' heads. And so, describe yourself in 3 words.
In 3 words, I am organized. I would say I am chaos, and I am joy.
Nice. What was that fleeting moment in your life that catapulted you to your present self, but certainly could have really gone the other way?
The moment in my life that kind of pushed me in the direction that I'm in, honestly, was a traumatic event that happened when I was like 14 years old. And at that point, I knew that in order for me to come out of that time in my life, it was meant for me to help others. Like, I couldn't just be unto myself.
Yes. What are your morning and nightly rituals?
Morning rituals include getting up and running around with my 6-year-old, getting her ready for her day. That's like an everyday thing. And, just really kind of, finding those small moments, especially during this pandemic, we spend a lot of time together where those moments are, they're useful, that they're productive, that there's something that she's going to be able to have with her for the rest of her life. So there's that. And then for nightly rituals, honestly, I don't have a lot of nightly rituals, but when I do get a chance to get a good book, reading until my eyeballs hurt.
That's good. Read until your eyeballs hurt.
I'm so serious.
Who should I interview next?
Black to Nature LLC.
I gotta coordinate with Will.
Yes.
That's cool that you mentioned him, because I was having a hard time connecting last month. Okay, cool. I can do that. He is on the radar, Amanda.
Yes, I believe it. They are making moves, and just it's a beautiful thing when you talk about connecting the community.
Yes, let me write this down. Who is your target audience and your self-proclaimed niche talents and our gifts?
Okay, so my target audience is honestly anybody of consumer age between 18 and I would say 40. Men, women, it's everybody. But I mean, specifically, I always want to speak to Black people. I want to center us first. and then everybody else they're following because that's just the way it is. Got to center where I'm at.
Yes. And what is your self-proclaimed niche talents and our gifts?
Okay, so I am definitely I would say maybe a service person from my heart. So that is something that's true and authentic for me. And then talents and gifts like that social work, that research, that putting together those resources and those lists. And then there, and then obviously connecting people to those same things, making sure one, you have the resources, and two, making sure people have real connection to it. Cause you can, lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Well, what did the younger you envision, see, think, or was told to make you impact people the way you do?
Ooh. Will you do me a favor, repeat that one for me, please?
Yes. What did the younger you envision, see, think, or was told to make you impact people the way you do?
Um, I was told so many things, but I think I'll pick two.
Okay.
One was from my granddad. My granddad was always about working harder and working smarter. And honestly, I was hard headed and bumped my head a lot, doing a lot of hard work. At this point, I would like to think I'm starting to move in the direction of working smarter. Hopefully, he sees that in me. And
Yes.
two, I went to a Martin Luther King Day program in Sandusky, because again, I'm from Sandusky, Ohio, and we always have speakers, Martin Luther King Day program. And one year I couldn't have been but 12 or 13. And the speaker said something that stuck with me for life, something I didn't fully understand, but I understood later. He said, racism is not dead, it is on life support. It is waiting for someone to pull the plug and allow it to walk around freely. I did not understand that because, when we don't see something directly in front of our eyes, when we don't see racism, we don't hear racism, when it's not a part of our lives, we tend to think it just simply isn't there. And I think I lived under that guise that, this isn't necessarily, not that I doubted its realness. I didn't doubt the realness of racism. I hadn't experienced it. So it wasn't as real as it could have been. And so through later years and just different experiences, not that I experienced too much like overt racism, being called names or things like that, but through those later years, I got the opportunity to understand what it meant for racism to be on life support, that there are people who hold those beliefs. And through the last presidency with President 45, like that was really eye-opening because I wasn't surprised by it. It was a chance to see what that wiser person had spoken in that room. So.
Mm-hmm. What is your favorite book, song, and quote, and why?
Ooh, my favorite book. Anything by Sister Souljah. I'm like currently finishing up her life after death. I'm like 10 pages from the end and I'm dragging it out. My favorite quote, we're all stumbling toward the light at any given moment with varying degrees of grace. I cannot remember who that quote is by right now for the life of me, but that varying degrees of grace always sticks out to me.
Yes.
And what was the last one? I'm sorry.
Your favorite song?
Ooh, my favorite song would be
And you can give me top 3 if you're a real music lover.
I'll do it this way. I'll do it's Take Me to the King, Tamala Man. But then if I have to pick one of my more worldly songs, I definitely love Anything by Lauryn Hill.
Yes, I love Lauryn.
She's great.
Indeed. Name 2 things you want to tell the world.
2 things I want to tell the world. It's okay to acknowledge the good. Keep a list of the good. The world beats us up. Things go wrong so often. It's easy to get lost in what's all going wrong. Write down the good. That way, when those moments come, you have them and you can kind of, work your way through however you need to. And to give yourself grace, especially now during the pandemic. I mean, I think I thought I understood it before, but fully understand it now more. To be able to give ourselves that grace and that space to, take time to say no, to, take a break, to reset. Those things are, absolutely key and integral if we're going to keep doing the work that we're doing.
Real talk. Are you a saver or a shopper? And what are your financial strategies?
Um, I'm a combination. I am a little bit of a shopper, and that's rare. Like I have to like pick moments because that's how I am. But I am a saver because there's nothing certain. Nothing certain.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Does your key values and life mission speak first to your race and then the world, vice versa, or that is not a thought of yours as you live day to day?
Ooh, what I do definitely is impacted by my race, and by everything that I am, and so that I think affects anything that I try to put out into the world. I mean, even the words that I try to use, I try to be careful with those, like all of it.
Yes. When you have something that's super important to, excuse me, when you have something that's super important to you, what do you tell yourself to get pumped?
Who you got this? You got this. That is the mantra.
Name 5 people that you know that embody instrumental traits children should emulate.
Ooh, 5 people. I would say, I would say Oprah, for the willingness to get out there and say uncomfortable things and get conversations started, because that definitely
Yes.
happens. I would say, this is crazy. I would say Beyonce, just because of her comfort in herself. And I'm sure that's something that's taking some work to do. We all have that work to do. I would say, Muhammad Ali, for the confidence. Gotta have that confidence piece. And then I don't know that I'm gonna say this person's name right. The Malala Yousafzai, that the young lady who continues to stand up and defy, the standards of her culture and society. And last but not least, I don't know. I don't know if I can do 5. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at 4.
We can do it. Leave it at 4. That'd be good. Name 5 people that you know that are powerhouses in their industries.
Ooh, okay. So 5 people powerhouses in their industries. I would say Oprah. I'm definitely gonna go with Jay-Z. I'm gonna go with Halle Berry. Um, Sister Soldier. I have to go with her. And Michelle Obama. I
Yes.
wouldn't say she's the industry. She just is a powerhouse unto herself with just with her own movement, for sure.
For real. Do you have a website, and what is your best business name?
So everything is Doing the Most Media. My website is www.doingthemostmedia. I'm sorry, doingthemost-media.com. The dash is in there. And then just everything is Doing the Most Media across social media. Except for on Instagram, there is a dot in there, but it's easy to still find with Doing the Most Media.
Okay, so yes, social media is Doing the Most Media, or on everything.
Yes.
Tell us, thank you so much. Tell us so much. Tell us anything that you have upcoming. Do you have any projects coming up that we should be looking out for?
Yes, so I don't have any major projects coming out. There will be a couple of like small summer related. I won't call them small because they're not little, but there's excuse me, there is a list that I'm going to do that are summer related themes for Ohio. So there will be some summer related items you can do whether you come to visit Ohio or know some people in Ohio. And then next month, I am going back to Feature Fridays. So there will be Fridays open for anybody who wants to be featured. And that's something that all you have to do is reach out and get in contact with me, and I can walk you through that process super easy.
Nice. Our last segment, Amanda, is called Mining for Diamonds. And I just want you to give drop two more gems for aspiring entrepreneurs or business owners that are in place.
So some advice for aspiring entrepreneurs. Ask questions, get to know information, and find positive, good resources. Do some research on that. Don't just jump in there with anybody. Ask the people that you know in the community who are leaders, who are making those steps for themselves, and you can see them doing the work. And I would also say, be patient with yourself in the process. The process is not easy. It is definitely, there are huge shifts and swings, even just in a day. Like you wake up in the morning and you know exactly what you're doing and everything is set forth and you're good. And by noon, you have had 2 breakdowns and you are on your 5th cup of coffee, and you might have said some things that you regret and you need to apologize for.
Right.
Apologize, handle that business, and then get back to it, because that's what it is.
Yes. Thank you so much. This has been a beautiful time speaking with you. I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to speak with you on your platform. And it's just a beautiful thing for like-minded people to come together. And so I'm really grateful that we connected on Instagram. And we thank you for coming and being a business spotlight on a News You Can Use podcast, Amanda.
Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate you in your space.
Thank you. So we are out for today. We thank you all for tuning in to another episode. You can be anywhere in the world, and you're tuning in with us. So we are grateful for that. And we'll see you next time. Peace and blessings.
Free your mind while it's time. What's up with that? I got one thing on my mind. What's up with that? Revolution. Yo, that's Pharaoh Jerome. Please make me die 1,000 deaths in a day, and then I won't jump in the front while you put it down for the new time. Put it down for the new time. Assalamu alaikum. Peace. Shalom, shalom. Hotel. Yeah, MIDT Records. B&B Production. Rhythmic Sound. Love to rap. Yo, check it out. At all your local neighborhood stores.
Thank you so much to all of our financial supporters of A News You Can Use podcast. I ask that you consider buying me a coffee or becoming a patron of A News You Can Use podcast. What your support does is it helps me to continue to produce and publish episodes, and it's helping me to level up, to buy equipment for the podcast, like microphones and different software that is needed to edit the podcast and make it sound better for you. So I appreciate it if you please buy me a coffee or become a patron, or you can donate directly through the Anchor FM app And if you give $9.99 per month, I'll receive a higher percentage of your donation. I really appreciate you. Thank you. The links are in the show notes. Peace and blessings. Thank you, Independent Thought Podcast, for leaving your review. It says, news that doesn't sing the blues. Wasn't sure what to expect when I clicked on the episode, but I ended up loving it. I love her vibe and the way she breaks everything down. Definitely take the time to check this out. Thank you so much, Independent Thought Podcast, and go ahead and find Independent Thought Podcast and check them out. Thank you so much for the 5-star rating and the review on Apple Podcasts. Your podcast reviews help us to be discovered by more like-minded people like yourselves. So it's really helpful if you leave one. Please leave a review today. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of a News You Can Use podcast with Frontier Gardner, your host and creator of the podcast. We are so grateful that you are tuning in wherever you are in the world. Please, please, please make sure you are sharing the podcast with your friends and family. At least send it out to about 5 people at least. Follow us if you're listening to us on Spotify so that you'll be notified of the next episodes. Add us to your podcast list on Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. Leaving us a review really helps us out a lot. It helps us to be discovered by more people like you, where this information resonates. Purchase Frontier Gardner's books. Mommy and Daddy, Do You Still Love Me Anymore? Is available on paperback and ebook on Amazon. For signed copies, go to our website. Finding Joy in the Journey Volume 2 is available on our website. And the audiobook, Single Save Struggle, The Struggle Continues, is available on our website. You can also purchase our brands that we've designed with our paintings on our websites, notebooks, shower curtains, prints of the paintings, pillows, buttons, phone case for iPhones and Android phones, handbags, or rather tote bags. All designed with Frontier's abstract paintings. They're available on Threadless and Teespring. The music playing in the background is by Frontier Gardner. You can cop her album or just get one of the singles that you really enjoy on Amazon Music and Apple Music. You can also listen to the album Supernova Universe by Frontier Gardner on Spotify and SoundCloud. We really appreciate your support. Your financial donations are definitely needed to sustain production of the episodes and the podcast, to continue creating episodes, for purchasing equipment that's needed to run the podcast, to hire editors. So if this episode resonated with you, please consider donating by becoming a patron, by buying me a coffee, by sending us funds through PayPal, paypal.me/Frenchaire, that's FRENCHAIRE, or through Cash App, $BEANDUS LLC. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you tap in with our sponsors, Amber Bookstore and Omnia Balanced Radiation.
Check this out. Yo, them beats is poppin'. Check this out. St. Louis' very own hit record release. Love Song. By JCD, rap artist. Yeah, he's fat. Check this out. From MIDT Records, B&B Productions. Pick it up at your local neighborhood store. Sound.
JCD, this episode is dedicated to the lovers and you. That should be you and everybody.
People the us on us, people the drugs. When homies used to break dance at every wall with they spray can. Roxanne, it was the jam. We was country as hell. Two-tone pants, Jerry curl tripping. House parties on Kipton Lane, no gang tripping, just sipping on cold 05. In those highs, I stole from my cousin, Buzzy, at 14 years of age. In the projects, prospect, get a girl, the only object. Did, cause we was like live and let live, good time. On the TV after Saturday, sir, Georgia Weezy, my mama's in the distance, calling my name. I got a paper, she'll be shaking my frame. She stuck with both rows, when my daddy shows hoes over family. I love you, girl, we're a million memories and all the people tears I cry. To those that never left my side, I'll never leave your side. You deserve it to the end of time, and you will never find a love like mine. A million memories and all the people tears I cry. To those that never left my side, I'll never leave your side. You deserve it to the end of time, and you will never find a love like mine. I was seeing dirty, was on the wheels of steel. This was just around the time when Daryl Mays was killed. Every weekend partying, we on the hill. Grown folks in the hood was getting high off dips. In the streets like 3 in the morning, coming home to a beat down. It was worth it for kicking verses on the dope spot. Latone had got shot by the rollers. In his possession was no Yola. Became my household name to the game. Lost a sister in a bad exchange. Sometimes I see her smiling on the days of rain. I feel your pain, hollow beat that name. We used to kick it with my auntie, getting drunk with 9 Instinct G40 OCs. And Snake is banging at the front door. His mama kicked him out, let him in. You ain't done. You bitch for reason, all the people tears I cry. To those that never left my side, I'll never leave your side. You deserve it to the end of time, and you will never find a love like mine. A million memories and all the people tears I cry. To those that never left my side, I'll never leave your side. You deserve it to the end of time, and you will never find a love like mine. And as the years went by, things only got worse. Some of my homies got snipped, and they did they dirt. Now once again we suit and booted in the family church. Paul Bearer to the back of the hearse. It sure hurt. Told your mama that I loved her, and we mixed some tears. Told your lady take it easy, and I kissed your kids, and I'm blow to the point that I'm about to throw up. I'm showing up mad, cause half of the homies ain't even show up. Flew to Cali and I watched the town burn. Got a call from home, they said my dog was gone. I dropped the phone and told T-Lo. My only question was why, but we make. I might be with you soon, say what's up to head the snake. Millions of degrees and all the people tears I cry. To those that never left my side, I'll never leave your side. You can search and do the ends of time, and you will never find a love like mine. Millions of degrees and all the people tears I cry. To those that never left my side, I'll never leave your side. You can search and do the ends of time, and you will never find a love like mine. Millions of degrees and all the people tears I cry. To those that never left my side, I'll never leave your side. You can search and do the ends of time, and you will never find a love like mine. Millions of degrees and all the people tears I cry. To those that never left my side, I'll never leave your side. You can search and do the ends of time, and you will never find a love like mine. Millions of degrees and all the people tears I cry. To those that never left my side, I'll never leave your side. You can search and do the ends of time, and you will never find a love like mine. Millions of degrees and all the people tears I cry. To those that never left my side, I'll never leave your side. You can search and do the ends of time, and you will never find a love like mine. Millions of degrees and all the people tears I cry. To those that never left my side, I'll never leave your side. You can search and do the ends of time, and you will never find a love like mine. Millions of degrees and all the
MIDT Records.
Tears I cried.